happening now. Sunshine helping us with that recovery after temperatures really dropped this morning. But if you thought this morning was cold, wait till you see what we're in for tomorrow. Karen?
Actually, Ben, I'll take it from here. No worries. 1 year ago today, Donald Trump was elected president. Michigan played a huge role in that, more specifically Macomb County. Karen, today we're in Macomb County. How do they feel about their choice? We'll let you know.
All right, Paula, also first at 4, a disturbing mystery begins in a Flint City park. Human remains found, leading to many questions. Up first, we're learning more about the criminal indictment's connection to a series of raids all around Metro Detroit.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, we have been covering several ATF raids throughout Metro Detroit today. Officials now confirm they are connected to more than a dozen indictments handed down to a suspected drug ring. This is video from Canton, where U.S. prosecutors say one of the leaders of the Smoke Camp street gang lives. 13 members of the gang were indicted today, facing felony racketeering charges. Sean Lay has been gathering more information on the case, including 2 suspects still on the loose this afternoon. He will have a live report tonight at 5. Moving to Flint, police have a disturbing mystery on their hands after human remains are found at a city park. A man walking his dog, as well as a bus driver, both spotted those remains at Broome Park on Tuesday. Flint police, the FBI, and state police are all on the scene, though investigators say it's not unusual for them to work together. Police could not share any details on those remains, whether it's just one body, a male, a female. Those remains will be analyzed by the Genesee County Medical Examiner. Breaking news in Lansing, the state Senate has passed a pair of controversial new gun bills allowing concealed carrying of pistols in schools. The bills would also allow people to carry in churches and other public spaces. Supporters of the bill argue that in some cases, citizens may need to be armed because police might not be there. Critics are concerned about the minimum level of training required. The bills now go to the State House for consideration. Governor Snyder vetoed a similar bill back in 2012. A former Romeo High School assistant football coach is headed to jail. 25-year-old Jamar Tanner was in tears during sentencing today. Back in 2016, Tanner used a tablet given to him by the school to talk to 15 and 16-year-old girls on Twitter. School officials say he asked the students to engage in a 3-way sexual encounter with him. Today, Tanner was sentenced to 6 months in Macomb County Jail, followed by 5 years of probation. There could be a recount in the Detroit city clerk race after a razor-thin victory for the incumbent Janice Winfrey. Take a look at how close. Less than 1,400 votes separate Winfrey from Garland Gilchrist II. Today, Gilchrist tells Local 4 that he's still considering whether to request a formal recount. He's looking at his options. Gilchrist had the lead most of the night until a sudden surge pushed Winfrey in front. Well, we enjoy some nice sunshine today, but it looks like we could get a taste of winter tomorrow. Let's go over to Ben Bailey to see what's up.
Yeah, this morning was bad enough, Karen, but we've got even chillier temperatures to get through, and it's not going to be just the temperatures that we're worried about. We'll talk about that coming up. Not too bad considering where we were this morning. Look at these numbers, mid-40s in a good chunk of the area. We're at 48 in Monroe and also at Metro. There's a little bit of a breeze out there, but once those temperatures get above 45, we stop calculating wind chills, which is good. But that's something we're not going to be doing come tomorrow. Things are going to be dramatically changing on the Thursday during the day. But tonight, it's going to be fairly quiet as we'll keep the winds light, temperatures sliding into the 30s. And then hold on to your hats and everything else for Thursday. We'll run through that hour by hour coming up in a few minutes, Karen.
All right, thank you, Ben. The investigation of a church massacre in Texas keeps uncovering new red flags that should have prevented Devin Patrick Kelly from getting a gun. We've now learned sheriff deputies in New Braunfels, Texas, were investigating rape allegations against Kelly back in 2013, but they thought Kelly moved to Colorado, so the investigation went inactive. Officials are trying to figure out exactly what happened there. Meantime, sources confirm the FBI has not been able to get inside Kelly's iPhone. Agents have not asked Apple for help yet. Meantime, Vice President Mike Pence is headed to Sutherland Springs to visit with survivors of the shooting. 26 people died Sunday. Another 20 are injured. The vice president will get an update on the investigation. Will also attend a vigil for the victims tonight. President Trump arrived in China today, receiving a red carpet welcome as he continues his 5-nation tour of Asia. Kimberly Gill following the very latest of the president's trip from the newsroom. And Kim, the president's visit comes just hours after he called out China by name.
Yeah, Karen, he did. Good afternoon to you. The president was once a big critic of China, but now he's there trying to join forces to isolate North Korea over its nuclear program. Before arriving in China and getting a tour of the Forbidden City alongside President Xi, the president called out both Russia and China by name, as you said, urging them to do more to stop the brutal North Korean regime. The president's comment came while speaking in South Korea, which included a blunt warning for North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un.
Do not underestimate us, and do not try us. The weapons you are acquiring are not making you safer. They are putting your regime in grave danger. Every step you take down this dark path increases the peril you face.
And the Kremlin announced today Russian President Vladimir Putin will most likely meet with President Trump at an economic summit in Vietnam later this week. Both sides, though, are still discussing the timing. We will, of course, be watching any new developments, so keep it here on Local 4 for any updates. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. While the president travels through Asia, Republicans suffered some key losses in some big races, and a transgender candidate makes history. Starting on the left side of your screen, Democrat Ralph Northam easily won the governor's race in Virginia. The president is already distancing himself from the Republican who lost, saying he didn't embrace the president enough. Also in Virginia, a transgender journalist defeated one of the state's most socially conservative lawmakers to take a seat in the state legislature. And Democrat Phil Murphy was elected governor of New Jersey, encouraging results for Democrats ahead of next year's midterms. Meantime, Macomb County is in the political spotlight today, exactly 1 year after the biggest presidential upset since Truman beat Dewey. This is one of the men, take a look, who helped Donald Trump win the White House. Steve Bannon brings controversy wherever he goes, and he's marking this anniversary with an appearance in Warren. Our Paula Tutman is following Bannon's visit, and she is talking about the pulse of Macomb County 1 year after the election. So, Paula, what are you hearing?
Well, I think what's really interesting is Macomb County has always been considered a bit of a litmus because of its really its diversity. So if you think about M59, okay, and north of M59, generally Republican, south of M59, usually Democrat, but in 2016, pretty much Macomb went for Trump. Election season has turned back into fall just like it did last year. And on a small, beautiful street in Mount Clemens, the leaves that blanket the earth mean winter is coming. Elton mows his lawn quickly. He has a sleeping baby inside and a 5-year-old. He should be at peace in this little urban bubble of Macomb County, but he is not.
I'm fearful, really, in the direction that we're going.
He bases his opinion on what he knows as a college history teacher.
We're making the same mistakes that we've done periodically throughout our nation's history, from the post-Civil War period into the years leading up to the Great Depression, isolating ourselves from the rest of the world. 4
houses down and across the street.
I don't like the rise of white supremacism. A lot of things are really scary.
2 houses from Paula is Renee, and she's also clearing leaves and making way for winter. But in her bubble, the country is going in the right direction.
Stocks are up. We're in the automotive business, small stamping company, and our business is good. My life is good. My family's healthy. They're happy. My neighborhood's happy.
She believes things would be better for everyone if they would just give this president a chance.
There's so much hate right now. Everything's blamed on Trump for everything. It could snow or whatever tomorrow and it'd be Trump's fault.
Macomb County is a microcosm of the country. As Macomb votes, so does the nation as a whole. Home of both the Reagan and Trump Democrat, this county soundly flipped for Trump. And while its Democratic county exec is troubled by the nation's climate,
very divisive. I think it's gotten worse as far as the temperament of people.
He says the county is doing great. In fact, never better.
There is an uptick. I mean, there's no question about it. We're seeing billions of dollars investment from the big three here. We're talking about Cabela's. We're looking at what just happened with Amazon. Now we're talking a possibility of IKEA, as well as median household income. I don't know if it's kind of what was left over from the Obama's administration, if it's just a matter of what's happening with the city of Detroit. And it's hard to tell what the exact reason is unless you ask any one of them individually, because I'm certain they're going to want to take credit for what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants to take credit for the good stuff, nobody for the bad stuff. Let's get back to that Steve Bannon piece. He is supposed to speak during the dinner hour at Andiamo here in Warren. We're seeing a few people pull up. Not a lot of activity, but I do want to let you know that the Warren Police Department is loaded and ready for bear. We actually talked to the police commissioner about the preparations. Multiple police departments, seen and unseen. But at this moment, even though the speech is close, we haven't seen a reason for them. We'll be here at 5 and 6 to let you know what's going on, Karen.
All right. Thank you very much, Paula. Still ahead, one big retailer is hoping the early bird makes the most money, but that means many of their employees won't have much of a holiday. Also, a photo frenzy. This could be the most exciting jury duty assignment ever. Can you guess who's causing all this commotion? Up first, the Pope versus the cell phone. The Holy Father is not happy with what he is seeing in some churches. News from around the world next.
How safe? Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
The Clawson Police Department working on a case here in the city about a credit card skimmer found on an ATM. Take a look at this photo. This is what they look like. You would never know it. We'll tell you where the skimmer was found and what to do if you could be a victim.
First at 4, we are on top of stories making headlines all around the world. Pope Francis has a message for priests and bishops about their cell phones. During his weekly address, he chastised clergy who take photos or video during Mass. The Pope says they should be lifting their hearts to God instead of their cell phones. This Pope is known for urging priests to be more humble, more spiritual. He rides around in a Ford Focus and has avoided using a cell phone in public since his election. Residents in New Delhi are facing some very bad pollution, and they are being told to stay inside. The Indian capital is under a thick blanket of smog. Medical experts say the air quality index is at the dangerous level. All primary schools are closed, and outdoor activities have been restricted in all schools. The spike in pollution is being blamed on vehicle emissions, dust from construction sites, and burning on farms. Hope you got that winter coat out, the hat, the gloves. You needed them.
You needed them this morning. You're going to need them tomorrow and probably into the weekend.
Yikes. Well, I guess we're ready.
Yeah, and it's not just temperatures. We've got wind and we've got some snow to discuss too. Our plate is full. 48 is where we sit right now, which, considering where we started in the 20s, not too shabby. Although tomorrow is going to be a very different day. Highs not coming in the right places, and we'll kind of time it out here hour by hour. This is 8 a.m. and we'll start above freezing for most of us. Still about 35 out there in Flint and also into Adrian. But once we get close to 10 o'clock, everybody's in the 40s. We're still warming here. Cold front starts to work its way into the west and north zones here by noon. Still seeing those temperatures rise. So at least in our metro zone, we're looking for 47, maybe 48 before that cold front actually works its way through. Numbers already starting to fall here by 2 o'clock, and then the front goes completely through. And those temperatures start crashing, especially in our north and west zones, close to freezing here. This is by 4 o'clock. Sun isn't even down just yet. But once it does, that really accelerates the fall for those temperatures. And we're looking at mid-20s in parts of our west and north zones and barely hanging on to the freezing mark here on the east side. Continuing to fall by 10 o'clock. In fact, we're still in the low 20s, but it looks like we'll be going to the teens in a lot of spots as we head towards Friday morning. So Frosty's ready, by the way. Just looks weird to see the snowman on that really green grass out there, but it's a nice shot from Monroe, and I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be feeling frosty tomorrow. Here's where the snow is right now across the Arrowhead of Minnesota, the northern sections of the state. It's going to be working in here, but mainly as rain, and it looks like a lot of this moisture is going to be drying out as it heads to the east. So you can see there's just not going to be a whole lot there with the front. Couple raindrops here early afternoon. couple snowflakes, but that's not the big story. It's going to be those cold temperatures as we get through the rest of the day tomorrow and heading into Friday morning. So we're going to pinpoint just 5 p.m. This is how it's going to feel tomorrow. And even though those air temperatures are still going to be above freezing in spots, wind chills will be down into the teens even in our metro zone tomorrow at 5 p.m. South zone, it's going to feel like anywhere between 17 in Onstead and 23 down here in Luna Pier. West zone, all teens for wind chills, 13 in Flint, 14 in Howell, and at least we've escaped single digits for wind chills. They're all 2 numbers here as we head towards 5 p.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, high temperatures will actually hit about 46, 47, but again, that's going to be early in the afternoon, and we've got 2 potentially record-setting mornings here for Friday and Saturday. More on that on Local 4 News at 5. Karen.
All right, still ahead, Citizen Obama goes to court. And if you have a delicious dessert recipe, you could make an appearance right here on Local 4. Trending stories next. Plus, Pretty in Pink, why the men in Canada's parliament threw on some high heels and took a walk through the Capitol. We'll be right back.
The Local 4.
All right, let's talk about today's trending stories. We are finishing our retail roundup for the Thanksgiving holiday. Kmart will beat most stores to the punch, opening at 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. It will close at 10 p.m. and then reopen early on Black Friday. Sears workers get to sleep in. That chain will be open from 6 p.m. to midnight on the holiday before reopening Friday morning. If you plan on shopping, make sure to check the hours of your favorite stores and do some price checks before heading out. This story trending all afternoon. He used to be the leader of the free world. Today, former President Barack Obama was just another citizen showing up for jury duty. Can you imagine that? Although most citizens don't set off this kind of photo frenzy as they come to the courthouse. We also have this cell phone to get video of Mr. Obama walking through the hall. They're shaking hands, thanking people for their service. If you were wondering, by the way, in the end, the former president was dismissed. Take a look at this video from Canada. Male lawmakers in Parliament kicking up their feet in pink high heels. Finally, they can see the pain of what we women go through. While the visual may be amusing, they were calling attention to a very serious issue. Hope in Heels is an annual walk that's designed to fight violence against women. This has been an issue that's been in the news throughout the United States and in Canada. Some of the lawmakers seemed to wobble a bit as they got used to their new shoes. This was the 8th annual walk. Yes.
You know, that's impressive, but walking in your boots, that would be even more impressive.
My boots are very challenging, but I've gotten used to it. But thanks for calling out the boots, Ben.
They look nice.
Finally, do you have a holiday dessert that everybody in your family just loves? Well, you could win the Vote for the Best Delicious Dessert contest, but you are running out of time. So here's one entry called Tiara's Apple Cupcakes. You can upload your favorite family recipe and enter the contest, but the deadline is tomorrow. This is Jill B's Orange Freeze, which comes with a kick. Share your recipe by tomorrow at clickondetroit.com. Voting runs from November 10th to the 16th. The winner gets to make their dessert on Live in the D, so that should be pretty fun.
What would you put in that contest?
For me?
Yeah.
I make a pretty good pumpkin bread.
Ooh.
I actually make it. Like I'm
Real
not much of a cook. You don't cook?
No.
I was going to ask you. I'm like, I know the answer. I'll make you a loaf. You can tell me what you think. Still ahead, you have heard the saying, dance like no one's watching. Well, not everyone is watching this, little girl. The story behind this viral video coming up next.
Most people are lucky to get one miracle in their lives.
No day is taken for granted.
This woman got not 1, not 2, but 3 miracles. 3 second chances at life, and it has completely changed how she lives it.
I just do things very differently now.
Now her giving family wants to pay it forward.
It literally saves their life. And doesn't just save their life, but it gives them an awesome quality of life for the rest of their life.
The one gift they want you to consider giving in your lifetime, tonight at 11.
Finally, first at 4, if you ever gotten so into the music that you're singing that you just couldn't help but dance.
Usually in the car, but yeah, this is what happened to a 6-year-old girl, and she's gone viral because of it. Check it out.
That is Lauren Patterson, who is singing with the church choir in Middle Tennessee when she began just grooving to the music. Her mom posted the video on Facebook where it has been viewed over 43 million times.
And none of those other kids
No
are
one's really
fazed by
getting into
that.
it, but she is. I love it.
She's rocking it out.
Good for her. And thank you so much for joining us for First at 4. We'll be back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is straight ahead.